And then I found this, like, which sites that the adults use. They said we're mostly on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, and Instagram. But it surprised me that YouTube wasn't on here. And I really didn't find a lot on YouTube. As far as, whenever I went to social media, they never included YouTube with the things I looked at.
That's strange.
And I thought it would be up there even before Pinterest, but that was just me, my thinking. And they put Tumblr, but not YouTube. And then I found this source which says how men and women use social media.
I'm beginning to think this is skewed toward women.
Well, social media, we're more active. But you know what, I can honestly say, I was on Twitter this weekend, and Blog Her is a blogging conference, obviously for women. And I promise you, for 3 days, Blog Her was a trending topic on Twitter. And I saw somebody somebody from Twitter spoke at Social Media Week a couple years ago, and I said, well, how does something become a trending topic? And they said it's just the interaction. So those women in Blog Her was on and popping this weekend, because every day I don't know if they started Thursday, but I know Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Blog Her was a trending topic. I thought that was so cool.
I'm not for sure.
That's only about 5,000 women too, sorry about that.
I'm not for sure that in Chicago I was talking to a few companies in the wedding space, and their focus was mainly Pinterest, and their demographic was basically because more women use Pinterest than men by a large scale, and that's their target audience. So where their advertising was going was Pinterest.
But then when I read that when Pinterest first started, it was mostly women with their wedding, planning weddings and stuff. That's what I read. I wasn't on Pinterest. And then when I decided to join Pinterest, I had to have an invitation. That was a couple years ago. But now it's open to everybody. So yeah, and I think more men, I don't know how dated this is, but I think more men are on it now. But then even though you have people present, it doesn't mean that they're actually active. Because everybody, I know there are a lot of people on LinkedIn, but I didn't know a few people a couple months ago. I just got responses this month. So I mean, it's the level of activity.
The funny thing is that in Thailand, the social site du jour is called High Five. Have you guys heard of that?
Yeah, it's been around a while.
Yeah, but Facebook is trying to catch up to High Five, but if you go to Thailand, everybody has the High Five account. So it's kind of strange. That's where I was coming with the different languages, because I think High Five is catered to the Thai market a little bit better.
Well, in Brazil, it was what's the old thing that just
It's ORKUT or something.
Orchid. It was Orchid in Brazil that was more popular than Facebook for a long time, and I can understand that.
Facebook's very American.
Oh, that's Orchid. I guess you're right about that.
It has that feel, and then in Thailand, High Five it's a different feel. It's a lot more like friends to friends.
Right.
Versus my mom's on Facebook kind of
Right.
It's like that.
And I found this graphic, and it says, even though they were talking about online ads, it actually speaks to what attracts men and women on social media and blogging, because you'll find women with their mommy bloggers, and you find them with the pictures, and then unless it's a professional site, it's more more personal, and then they'll talk about family stuff, whereas dudes are talking about their motorcycles, I don't know, men will talk about, like we said, sexual things. I don't know, a lot of men talk about that on their blogs, but a lot of men blog about business though. Business and sports, that's what I've seen. And then of course you have the humor, celebrity, and I don't know about men and celebrities, but humor and then endorsements and brands and things. Those are the things that I personally see online from the bloggers I follow.
That's pretty accurate. I mean, from the research I've done, I've seen that same type of thing with specific studies too. So this is pretty good.
But then one thing I did notice when I went to New Media Expo, there are a lot of men podcasting. So I think, and that's becoming the new thing in the social world. So if you guys have any topics, that's something to consider. Podcasting, audio blogs. You could do iTunes, or either set up a blog and put the audio on your blog. So that's something new, and it's still in its early stages. It's not new, but it's slowly catching on. And then it's one more thing to manage. So I would not tell you, if you don't have a lot of time, don't do it. Or come up with a schedule that is manageable, because all of this stuff, it's a lot of work, especially if you are doing it to, like you said, you want to build an online brand. It's a lot of work.
We get into podcasting, you need really good equipment too, and that helps.
You need a good voice recorder and gold sound in the back. That's it.
Yeah, then it's like making a movie when you actually do the podcast and put it in iTunes. I did one.
It
The
was
special
video or audio?
software on the Mac that does it, that's beautiful. I mean, the software on the Mac is like, so you just need one straight piece of content and then the podcast software, but it's overwhelming to do that. And if you do podcasts every week or every day, you gotta have a team to do that. It's not something an individual
It's like a
can-
small business.
Yeah, it's not something you can, I mean, unless you're gonna spend your life doing it, but.
And then another thing I would advise, I met a guy who was a podcaster when I went to the conference, and I asked him, I said, are you getting paid? He said, I would not have it any other way. So before you start a blog, and I will tell you this personally, before you start a blog or anything online, try to think of potential sponsors, even if they're just friends and family you know who have small businesses, so you could be perceived as somebody already who's kind of big.
Yeah.
Nobody really knows how big you are except the people around you. If you say, well, oh, I'm just, because they told us not to say that at blog her. No, you don't say my blog is just. You say, I have this blog and we do this and this. But go in with the business plan in mind. So you won't be like me. I've been blogging for 6 years. 6 years now, I'm trying to figure it out. Whereas had I gone in with the plan, I would be making money 2 years ago. Even just $1 per month, that would be better than what I'm making now. And I threw this last one in only to see the age differences and how they're using different social media sites. So the boomers are really, I won't say taking over, but they're really coming in. And I read an article, they said as boomers enter Facebook, teenagers are leaving.
Yep.
So now they're all on, and I read that teenagers are on Instagram and Twitter. That's what they like most. They also have this one site, but they do a lot of things mobilely. Well, even, do you consider iPod mobile?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so they're doing everything mobile because they do Vine, Kick, and there's one more thing that they had, texting. So they're not really online, they're doing everything from the phone. And I have 2 more slides.
Yes.
To let you
How
know,
could I get a job
These are
here?
jobs that are available at West Monroe Partners. And if you know of anybody, we will share them.
We
and
should
I'm actually
tweet
going to
that out.
upload this to, what's that? SlideShare. So I'm going to do just an individual slide and post it on SlideShare for the jobs at West Monroe.
Okay. Oh, thanks.
And then lastly, this is how you can reach me if you need me. But you always find me on Twitter. You can try everything else, but you can always find me on Twitter. And
Marcy
that-
has a huge Twitter. How many people you have following you?
I have 8,000. Well, you know, okay, let me tell you.
Oh.
But I get my followers from, actually I get all my followers from retweeting. Because I do a lot of research, and if it's good, I'll retweet. So that's how I get all my followers. I don't look for people unless it was, I look for Barbara Walters. I found her. That was like the only person I know I look for. But otherwise, I don't really look for people, and I get all my followers just from retweeting. Because I read at least 3, for every topic, I read at least 3 sources. So that concludes my presentation. You guys have any questions? So any particular topic you would like to discuss?
Marcy, how do you perceive your online social media presence and its involvement in conjunction with a professional online presence?
I think people, well, because of on Twitter, I tell you I'm a freelance writer, I'm a blogger. I think I have roller skating up there, so people take me seriously. And with the things that I retweet, I rarely, every now and then I might retweet something, retweet some foolishness. but for the most part, mine is about, you'll always find me blogging while writing, tweeting while writing, blogging, promoting other people. So for the most part, my professional persona is more serious than I would like it to be, but it's professional.
So you utilize your social media as more professional. There's
Not
separate-
really. What I tweet is me, but it's more professional stuff. I'm more serious. But if I was to start something less serious, I would start a shorty. I actually had a shorty Twitter handle, but it was too much to manage.
Gotcha.
So for Marcy, you'll get the writing, you'll get the blogging. If I want, like this event here, that's what you'll get from me. It's more, like I said, it's more serious than I would want it to be personally, but you will get Marcy. We're gonna have a conversation. You'll get some silliness, but
Sure.
you get more seriousness than silliness.
So I'm trying to figure out how best to leverage social media when I've already been on it for years, but it was when I was a college student, you know? And when I was a college student, my persona is very different from my work persona. And no, shocker, right? Don't go on my Facebook right now. But you know, we're trying to utilize all these avenues and points of contacts with our clients, with our customers, and our potential involvements with other companies. And so I'm finding that a lot of it is becoming privatized, so that way I don't have to. I'm restricting access and views to a lot of things.
Exactly.
Or I've come to a point now where I realize if I want to have a social online presence, I have a dummy name and a dummy account, and I have the Alan Cardenas account as this is my professional persona. I didn't hear you go into that any, so I was just kind of curious your take on that or anybody else's take on that. I'd welcome some feedback.
That's interesting.
I actually have done research on that already.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to answer?
Actually, no, because Marcy Hill is Marcy Hill across all social profiles, so I really can't. I really can't speak on that one because, like I said, if I wanted to do something funnier, I have Shorty. But Shorty, people in the community know me as Shorty, but online I'm Marcy. Or you can create Alan as a cartoon, like, because Shorty is actually a cartoon of me.
It is. Have you seen it? Show it to us.
Do you have internet access?
Yeah.
I don't know where to find a picture of Shorty because it's not on my website.
It's not on the Shorty website?
It's in your
That's right.
Facebook. Go on your Facebook.
Okay.
Come on, I want people to see that. It's so cool. You got to see Shorty.
So does anybody else do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's talk about that a lot, especially in tech, you know, like,
Everyone did on here, and then
especially for
drag it
developers,
over,
like,
when
we always
when
get
you're ready, just drag it
people
over.
because they want to see, like you're active on Twitter, and they're wondering
Yeah,
if
so
you
that's
get.
not,
Yep.
I'm not here,
Like,
but if you want.
yeah, they definitely like told me in school is that like you need to separate your personal and your professional on there.
There's
And so have you taken
ways
some-
to do it now, and different sites, they can do different tools, like you started some of the privatization, you wanna
Right.
get previous co-workers in the group, you wanna get current co-workers in the other group, you want family in the group, and friends in the group. And then
Yep.
as you post, here's the thing,
Well, yeah, I
be
set
diligent
them
about
yeah.
which group they go into. And the final step you wanna get into, you actually wanna set up a persona on Facebook, is open a Facebook page.
Page. Yep. I've done that too.
That's
Okay.
where you wanna blog, is on the page, that's
Yep.
where you wanna be professional.
And lock everything down.
Just lock everything down as you post it.
Oh yeah, my private stuff on Facebook. You have to be in my friend list to see, except for my pictures.
Yeah.
But most of it is all business. I mean, I shouldn't say business. It's not personal stuff though.
Well, mine
But
is
you
nothing
also-
like anything you said. My Facebook is completely social, and my Twitter is more professional.
That's exactly how I am.
Because my Twitter I use for all of my, like anything that's blogged, or anything that's news related, anything like that, that's where I tweet anything out, or I'm on LinkedIn.
Yeah,
Those are where
LinkedIn for
all my
sure.
professional things are on
Yeah.
Twitter or
It's easy to
LinkedIn.
separate LinkedIn
Where
and the
Facebook is like
professional.
completely social.
But the other ones, it's hard.
No, Facebook and Twitter, I disagree. They're gonna go after that if they want a full picture of you, so that's,
They wanna find
doesn't
you.
help.
That's why
You're not managing your
Can't find that.
multiple personas on each site.
They're sure.
LinkedIn professional.
Oh, that's cute.
It looks just like her. I wanted you to see that because doesn't it look just like her?
It does. It does.
So you could always create a cartoon of yourself and then you could be.
Wait, did you do that?
No, I'm not that talented. Writing is my gift. Call me if you need me for writing. Anything else, I can just give you ideas.
I thought that was so cool when I first saw that, and I met Marcy and she showed me that. I was like, oh, this looks just like you.
I actually have it on t-shirts too, it's just, with this, I have Shorty on Wheels, because I roller skate, so I don't have those.
Oh, that's cool.
I guess
Yeah.
one last thought though, just to, you make that recommendation. I wholeheartedly agree with you on that you compartmentalize your profiles on things like Facebook. But you always, if you're going to do that, you also have to stay very active on top of reading the user rights and protocols and privacy settings, because they change them constantly, so that way they can try to stay on.
You gotta follow those pages and then it'll show up on your feed.
The worst thing though is that when you post on somebody else's line, that's when it gets blurry.
Yeah, because if they're not set up and locked down, then it's back open again. Yep.
Exactly. You can't, when you post on other people's timelines and stuff, that stuff is based on whatever they're setting up.
Yeah.
So you do have to watch out for that if you want to stay personal or professional.
I know a lot of people also, like in the case of Facebook, where it's been around a lot longer, a lot of people do like their first middle name or something, because it's not as easy to find them
Yeah.
quickly.
That's true.
But you can eventually find them, but
Everyone did
it's
that
not going to be the
when they were
first
about to
thing.
graduate college. Everyone's name was like their first and middle name because they didn't want the job. I just watch what you're putting.
Yeah, that's what I.
That's it. Like as long as you're not like